Hello, we are live. Today we're doing some prep for the California State Fair baking competitions I'm participating in next week. So I'm taking care of a few things today that I can prepare ahead of time and measuring some stuff out to get ahead of next week as well. I participated last year for the first time and I learned a lot. So trying to get myself set up to be hopefully even more successful this year. So, just lining a couple of pans right now. All right, I'm gonna toast some coconut, we're gonna brown some butter, measure some stuff out. If you have any questions about anything I'm doing, I think I'm gonna move you guys over to the stove when I brown the butter so you can kind of like watch that. I mean, it's not the most exciting process, but I figured we had it fun to hop on live today and just kind of share some of the prep that I'm doing for next week. Last year I waited until like the day before, also because I didn't want to bake things ahead too far ahead of time, but I learned that it would definitely be very helpful to at least measure things out ahead of time to save me some of the hassle. All right, I'm getting my pan prepped with coconut right now. Hello from New Jersey. Hello. Thank you for joining today. On my end, hello from California. If you're just joining, that's what we're prepping for. Is I signed up for the California State Fair baking competitions, and I decided to do 3 entries this year. I did 3 entries last year as well, and I learned a lot from participating last year for the first time. So definitely trying to get ahead of everything this year. Okay, let's get the butter out. So when I brown butter for cookies or something, I like to do it ahead of time. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Hello. We're about to get some brown, what are you cooking? Thank you for asking. Yo, 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 hello. We're gonna do some brown butter, and today I'm prepping for the state fair competitions that are next week. Obviously I can't bake things too far ahead of time, but I can at least get some prep done on some things that can be done ahead of time, plus measuring some stuff out. I love food. Well, you're in the right place. I mean, we're not doing like savory stuff, but we are doing some yummy sweet stuff today. You will win. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, I hope so. Last year, I participated for the first time ever, and I did 3 entries, 2 cookies, and 1 cake. And I did get ribbons for all 3, which is basically like getting, I got 2 blue ribbons, which is like getting an A, like multiple people could get blue ribbons. And I got a red ribbon, which is like 2nd place, and that's kind of like getting a B in school. So I was very happy just to get stuff because there was a lot of people who got disqualified because of not being in the right category. It was a whole thing. I learned a lot from watching the judging. So I'm hoping that this year goes even better. So thank you for the well wishes. It'd be very cool if I could win, you know, higher levels of stuff, but I'm excited that I'm actually getting a good head start on things this year. So I'm popping, what are the cookies gonna have a filling? So the cookies, one of them is an apple pie cookie. It's actually inspired, the reason I made that one and decided to enter it is because when I started dating my boyfriend, I found out he liked apple pie and he likes cookies, and I was like, oh, I want to try an apple pie cookie. And he loved it so much and everyone else loved it. So I decided to enter that one. So that one is just a pretty simple cookie where it has apple compote mixed into the actual batter. And then it gets coated in some streusel, and it's just a whole yummy setup. I'll have to make a video about that one at some point. And then what is the other cookie is a dulce de leche brownie cookie. So that one does not have a filling. Neither of them have fillings this year. So, but they're both very, very delicious. And then for the cake, I'm going to do my tie-dye technique that everyone loves so much. And I want to see like how judges react to that. So I'm excited to see, you know, what they think, but I wanted to make the cake super tasty as well. So I decided to go with a caramel pastry cream and a caramel coconut, toasted coconut mixture inside. So it's going to be really, really tasty with chocolate cake layers. So there is a lot going on. So that's why I'm doing prep already right now. So, oh, wow, with some ice cream. Oh, yes, of course, with ice cream and cookies. Yum. 10,000 B. I don't know what that means, but it looks fun. And hello, thank you so much for joining. We just got our butter in the pan. So we have 4 sticks of unsalted butter, and I'm going to stick this on the stove over medium heat. And I think I might move you guys over there after I make the, or I spread out the toasted coconut so you can see what that looks like too. Okay, like I said, this is gonna be over like a medium-ish heat, and I always do. Oh girl, stop, OMG. Wait, stop what? I think I missed something. Say my name. Hi, Samron. I hope I said your name right. Thank you for joining. So here we have our toasted coconut, and I'm just going to spread it out, kind of break up any little clumps like this. Just want to get it nice and kind of evenly distributed. This is one bag, about 14 ounces or so of coconuts that we're going to toast, and it's I think it's sweetened coconut. Hello, thank you for joining. Hi, can you please say my name? Hello, Jeff Lover. Hello, thank you for joining. Say my name, Aesthetic Amira. Thank you all so much for joining. And if anybody missed it, we are doing some prep for the California State Fair today because I'm in a few, I entered a few of their baking competitions. We got 2 cookies and a cake, but I have a lot of components for each item. So trying to get as much prep done this week as possible, and then I will bake off like the day before so it's nice and fresh. Thank you so much. Of course. My mouth is watering. Give me a piece. Looks yum, yum, yum. I know I wish there was a way to like give you guys stuff through the phone. Like if I could give you guys samples, that would be the best. I'm gonna set this to the side until the oven is done heating up. I don't want to stick it in there until then. But that one is ready to go. And let's check on, actually let's prep our pan and then we're gonna go check on our butter. So I like to, like I said, use bland rice, so much hype. Oh, that wasn't rice. That's sweetened coconut that we're gonna toast. So we're making toasted coconut today. Hee hee. Okay, so like I said, I like to prep my butter for brown butter ahead of time instead of doing like 1 stick at a time. I think I have, there we go. Okay, so I like to prep it ahead of time, and then this is just like a nice kind of like loaf pan, and I'm going to line it with a piece of parchment paper. Because once we're done making the brown butter, we're going to pour it right in here and let it set. Trying to make the edges. Make sure there's enough sugar in that. Well, yeah, we don't want to miss out on the sugar, else it's not going to taste the same. And I want to hoping to win some competitions. Okay. There we go. I love your nail polish color. Oh, thank you so much. God bless you, lady. See ya. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right. Just gonna try and kind of flatten the parchment paper against the sides. Doesn't have to be perfect because of, the butter is not going to, it's going to be, melted down or mixed with sugar or anything like that. So just to try and get it to line the pan. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's transfer over here, check on our butter. Let's see. Watching you from Dubai. Thank you so much for joining from Dubai. Of course, I mentioned I am in California for the baking competitions. I am lucky enough to live not too far away from where they actually hold them, so I don't have to ship anything. So we're just letting our butter melt. I'm gonna turn up just a smidge. And we're also letting our oven heat up. You make your own butter. I don't regularly, but I have once by accident. I was making whipped cream and I walked away from my stand mixer and then it just over churned it, but it's very easy to make your own butter. But this is just 4 sticks of butter, and then we're browning it because brown butter gets like that really nice kind of depth of flavor. It removes a little bit of the excess water that's in there, and it just adds like a whole dimension of flavor and everything. Well, I hope you win. Oh, thank you so much. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Anybody just joining, we are doing some brown butter currently, and I also just got set up to do some toasted coconuts. We're waiting for the oven to heat up for that. Yummy, yes. Hello, thank you for joining. Feel free to ask any questions or pop anything in the chat that, what are you working on today yourself? What time is it there? What are you making? Reach out from the Bahamas. Ooh, the Bahamas sound amazing right now. I am in California and it is just after 10 o'clock, 10:19. And today I'm doing some California State Fair prep. I entered 3 items in the fair this year, 2 cookies and 1 cake. So we're doing some prep for that stuff. I can't obviously bake off things until like the day before, so it's nice and fresh. But there's some prep I can do ahead of time, so that's what we're doing today. So feel free to ask any questions about what I'm working on or anything like that. We're also going to measure out some ingredients as well, like some flour, sugar. I have some containers. Just trying to do as much prep as possible because last year was my first year participating and I learned a lot about everything. And I'm setting myself up this year to not do a marathon like all day in the kitchen for 2 days straight. I'm trying to, spread it out a little bit more, make it a little bit more reasonable. So, it's got more of that melting action going there. Adopt me, I want a sister to make dessert. Oh, that's actually funny that you mentioned that. I just made my sister her birthday cake. Last week was her birthday. And so this week I'm sharing a few different shorts videos of some previous stuff I've made for her. And then at the end of this week on Friday, I'm sharing what I made for her this year. And it was a cookie cake that she loved. Because she's not a big fan of like actual cake. She loves other stuff. So I turn like brownies or cookies into cake for her. I'm smoking 2 pork butts Saturday. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Hats off to you, because smoking and barbecuing I've barbecued like a teensy bit, but not very much. So anything like that is just my hats off to you for that skill. Swirl it around a little bit, help it melt a little bit more. Oh, I'm jealous. Happy birthday to your sister. Oh, thank you so much. I'll let her know. Okay. It's a process that takes a little while, but that's why I like to prep it ahead of time and do a few sticks at one time. And, not people like to do it like one at a time when they're going to bake something specific, but I like to do this ahead of time, and I'll probably be using like 3 of these sticks within like the next week. So I'm gonna do a practice cookie, just to practice in between for the apple pie cookie, but I'm doing it with like a peach compote that I already have made. So it's gonna be like a practice just to make sure I like have my technique down for next week, and then it'll run more smoothly. Looking pretty good. I know butter's not the most exciting thing, but you guys can see like the whole process of toast or browning butter. also have to make notes. I have to make notes actually while I'm doing this stuff, so I'm going to, there we go, some bubbling starting. I'll turn this down just a little bit, and give it like a little bit of a swirl. So I have to include a recipe card, and it has to be based on like the weights of stuff. So like I have to write an ingredients list, and not like an actual recipe, but the ingredients that are in it. And it has to be organized by like, you know, the most ingredient is the first one listed and all that kind of stuff. So I also have my handy dandy scale ready to go for everything that we're doing. You're very patient with this melting process. Yes, that's why I always do like to do like multiple things at the same time while doing this one. Is the brown butter for both cookies? The brown butter is going to be for only the apple pie cookie, but that is a great question. For the other one, I just use a regular, just unsalted stick of butter and melt it down with the chocolate. Another little swirl. That is a great question. I'm back. Hello, thank you for coming back. Hope you're having a great day. I know you're like just here, but I hope that everybody's having a great day today, and thank you all for joining. We're still working on our brown butter here. Goes through a little bit of a process, but it's definitely, like I said, this is why I also use my time with this to also do other stuff typically, but I also don't want to like walk away from it when it's, you know, close to being done. This is my caramel spatula. You can tell because it's all toasted. Oh, I hope you have a blessed day. Oh, thank you so much. Is that salted butter? I'm using unsalted butter, so I can add salt myself. Hello again. You could definitely use salted butter, but I tend to do the unsalted just so I can have control over how much salt I'm adding and kind of do my own thing. No, really. I'm lifting it up because this is like the electric stove and I don't want to scrape and scratch the surface. So yes, this is a long process. I hate typo, I know. Especially like typos and then combined with autocorrect doing its thing. It's just like, come on. I don't know why salted butter even exists. I mean, it has a lot of really good uses. There's a recipe that I use for, I got it from a baking conference that I attended, like a virtual baking conference, and the person who developed the recipe uses salted butter. So it's just kind of like your preference. Like my mom loves to use salted butter when she bakes. I like to do unsalted just to have a little bit more control, especially if you're making buttercream, use unsalted, because salted is going to be too salty. By the way, is okay I call you... Hold on, I didn't read that right. By the way, is I okay you call me Forrest. Oh, your name is Forrest? Another swirl here. Yeah, okay. Well, hello, Forrest. Thank you for joining. What are you making? We're doing some brown butter right now, and also our oven just finished heating up, so I'm gonna give it a couple minutes and then pop in some, the pan that I have ready to go of sweetened coconuts, shredded coconuts. We're making some toasted coconut, we're browning some butter, we're also gonna measure some stuff out. Hello, thank you for joining. Sorry, I was typing fast. No worries. I gotcha. Currently, we're trying to finish up our browned butter before we walk away from the stove. But I think I am going to pop our toasted coconut in like a minute or so. Yummy brown butter for chocolate chip cookies. Yes, exactly. I'm making brown butter for these apple pie cookies that actually initially developed for my boyfriend when we were first dating, and he loved them so much. Everyone loved them so much that I was like, that should be one of the entries. Especially my bro-in-law was like, you should enter this one this year. So apple pie cookie with brown butter, half of it. I use 1 stick of regular and 1 stick of browned, and then I think I might try. I'm gonna play around with some streusel this week and see if I want to switch up my streusel recipe just a little bit and see if I like brown butter in there better for the recipe. So I'm doing kind of like a practice cookie this week just to make sure I'm ready to go for next week. You're so nice. Oh, thank you so much. You are too. Sounds delicious. Thank you so much. Yes, one of our cookies. The other cookie is a dulce de leche brownie cookie, but with that one I just use regular butter. And then I'm making a cake. So I have 3 total entries, but the cake has a bunch of components to it. It's chocolate cake layers filled with caramel pastry cream and a mixture of toasted coconut and caramel. Kind of like Samoa vibes, basically, just without the shortbread. And then the decoration for it has 30% with it when it comes to like the tasting cake competition. 30% is appearance. So I'm actually going to use my tie-dye cake technique to decorate it. I'm very curious to see what the judges think of that kind of technique, because a lot of people that enter, as far as I can tell, are more like home bakers or hobby bakers, or I think there are some people who are professional, but the kind of from what I was seeing last year, it seemed like a lot of that. I need to change my name on my channel, but I have to wait 11 days. Oh, it always sucks when they make you wait. Gio is on your other live. I loved it. Oh, thank you so much for coming back. It's good to see you again. I gotta go. Bye. Have a good day. Thank you for joining. They're amazing. You didn't burn this butter. If it was me, I would have burned it in less than a minute. Thank you so much. Yeah, brown butter, it's easy. You just have to make sure that you're just kind of keeping an eye on it. So like I said, I like to give it a little swirl. I love I don't get the rest of the things. But thank you so much, Forrest. Doing its thing. I'm gonna pop the the coconut into our oven now. I'm gonna set a timer because I want to make sure that I do not, let it go for too long. Because I like to mix it up during the process to make sure that it's. Let's check on it in like 10 minutes. I have it at 400 Fahrenheit right now, so it's not too high. But I like to take it out and then kind of mix it around just to make sure it's getting toasted evenly. I'm gonna say I love your smile. Oh, thank you so much. But you too, right? No worries. Thank you so much. Okay, getting some popping action going here. Waiting for those little brown bits to start forming. Yes, keep an eye on it. Yes, absolutely. I would go read an entire article while melting. Yeah, it can go, it's kind of like caramel. Like, it takes a while to get there, but when... Okay, bye. I love you. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. I hope you have a really, really great day, and I hope to see you soon. With brown butter and caramel, you definitely want to keep an eye on it because it's kind of like, it takes a while to get to that point. And you want to, like, obviously make sure it's really either nice and caramelized or nice and toasted, but then it turns very quickly. So that's why you really, really want to keep an eye on it. I would drink this straight, maybe not completely, but I'll be finger licking and it won't end up going to anyone. I know it does have such a great smell and taste to it, and you can see the colors changing already a little bit there. We still want it to go a little bit further. Hello, thank you for joining. We're working on some brown butter currently, as well as some toasted coconut. It's a little bit hard to see out here. What are you making? Today we're working on some State Fair competition prep. I entered 3 items in the California State Fair this year, so we're working on prepping a few items this week that I'm able to prep ahead of time, as well as getting some stuff measured out to make next week a little bit less stressful. Brown butter has such a delicious nutty flavor. Yes, it does. It takes time to get there, but it's so worth it. Absolutely. 100% agree. And I'm very interested to see how it turns out with the streusel, because I haven't tried that yet, but I had that idea like last week, and I was like, you know, that might be worth it. We're getting a nice little toasty brown. I'm gonna grab my spatula. Just kind of scrape the bottom there. And I definitely smell that nuttiness coming through now. Just trying to scrape the bottom to make sure. Thank you for answering my question. Absolutely. If you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. I actually prefer if you guys pop in the chat and ask questions or want to just chat about stuff instead of me just talking to myself. You're making me want to make cookies too. Yay! Inspiration. I actually made, if you were just hopping on, I just mentioned I made my sister a cookie cake last week, and the cookies turned out so well. I made like crunchy caramel, dark chocolate chip cookies, and it was even better than I was hoping it would turn out. OMG looks like heavy cream. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Okay, I think that I see, it's a little bit hard to see because of all the foamy stuff, but I can see that nice brown color underneath. So I'm gonna remove it from the stove because I think we're right where we need to be. Turn that stove off. We're gonna pop you over here. Okay. Where are you from? I'm from California. How about you? I didn't know you can do that from butter. Yes, yes, it develops a really, really great flavor. Definitely recommend. You can see that really nice toasted, I think it's like toasted milk solids, I believe is what it's called for the brown butter. But it just has an extra depth of flavor, removes a little bit of that extra moisture that butter can sometimes have. And I think I use Costco butter typically, Costco or Sam's, but I think the Costco butter might have a little more moisture in it now because my streusel has kind of changed a little bit over the past few years. Okay, I'm very happy with that. It's nice and toasted, but I've actually let it go before a little bit too long and it got a little bit too dark, like almost black. I was still able to use it, but it was like just a little bit too close to that possibly being burnt kind of thing. So this is exactly where we want it to be. So I am going to, let's see, yummy, yes. My husband's weakness is cookies. Definitely interested in seeing the finished product. Oh yes, cookies are just, I love making so many different things, but if I'm gonna enjoy a dessert, I love the simple things, ironically, even though I love to make like really decorated stuff. So let's see, I think you can kind of see in the background here. I'm just gonna pour in the brown butter. And I'm gonna use my spatula to scrape off all those little brown bits so they all get in there. That's where a lot of that flavor is. Make sure, ooh, I've got it quite a bit, hold on. Okay, so this is caramel I used to make back in the time and freeze it. Oh yeah, it doesn't even have enough time to make it into anything I'm trying to incorporate in. You're Dutch too. Oh, nice. You're from Canada too. Oh, nice. We have a couple people from Canada in here. Welcome. Trying to scrape off these little bits that got kind of stuck to the bottom. I think I need to get a new pan. This one's getting a little bit old. And I have my special caramel pan. If we have time today, I'll make caramel, but maybe I'll save that for Friday's live. I might do some more prep on Friday for today. You're from Northern Ontario. Oh, nice. I've never been to Canada before, but I definitely want to go sometime. Just trying to get all these little brown bits in here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think a little bit got stuck to the bottom. Like I said, I think I probably need to get a new pan, but we got a lot of those yummy toasted bits that where all that flavor is. So I just kind of like to mix it up a little bit, just kind of make sure all the little brown bits kind of are evenly distributed in the pan. And then I'm gonna set this to the side so it's not in our way anymore. And the little solids are gonna fall to the bottom, but because I kind of evenly distributed them, then it's gonna be all good. So now what I like to do is let this set and cool because it's really, really hot. So we're going to set it to the side. And then once it cools down a little bit, then I like to stick it in the fridge. And then if we don't able, I can't talk right now. If we're not able to do it on live, then what I usually like to do is after it's in the fridge, it's going to be nice and solid. I'll cut it into 4 pieces and actually weigh it to make sure they're all even, wrap it in some plastic wrap. And then it's ready to easily be just, grab one stick out when you're ready to make a batch of cookies and pair it with a regular stick of unsalted butter. What is that? Oh, thank you for answering. Yes, it's brown butter. I recommend going to Canada, but you want to plan where you're going. Okay, good to know. Not all Canada looks so beautiful. I really want to move out to Ontario to the coast. What's she making? Is that brown butter? Yes, brown butter. It's really pretty over here. Oh, I want to go so bad. Especially with how hot it is in California right now. It's just like, oh my goodness. Because I'm in the northern part where it can get really hot. I only go to kitchen to make food for people I love. Since I live alone, I don't want to cook much. Only eating simple food. I do emotional cooking. I definitely get that. I go through phases, I think, of like wanting to make very simple things. And then other times I'm like, I have all these ideas of things that I need to, I need to make that I have ideas for. Looks like pea to me. Well, it's brown butter if you're just joining. Are you going through a huge storm right now? I am not. It's just hot. Luckily this week though, yesterday, today, and tomorrow are actually like low 90s, I think. So not like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Not too bad. Last week, especially on my sister's birthday, was like 105. So there was not a lot we wanted to do out of like the house, or we were able to go swimming, which would like helped a lot to kind of cool off in that time. We're gonna scooch the brown butter this way. Let's see. Oh, our stuff is almost ready. I'm gonna get these old school little mats out so we can test and see how our toasted coconut is doing. Brown butter, it's cooked until the milk solids caramelize and turn brown, giving a nutty toasted flavor. Thank you, Jeanette. That was a perfect description. Where's the recipe from? Russia or somewhere? Brown butter, I'm not sure where it originated, but it's, people use it all the time, especially for cookies, especially for like chocolate chip cookies. I've tried like using 2 brown sticks of butter, but I think there's something about the balance of a regular stick of butter plus the brown butter stick. It's really hot here too. It got up to 30 degrees Celsius. I'm trying to think of what temperature that is in Fahrenheit. I used to know Celsius a little bit better when I was in college because I was a chem major. I breathed at the wrong time. Oh my goodness. Ooh, the oven heat. Oh goodness. Let's see. Hello, thank you for joining. Your counters are very pretty. Oh, thank you so much. This is actually when my mom redid the kitchen. She wanted purple accents because she loves purple. She's one of those purple people that are like, that's the only color that they like. So she was very excited to find this counter with little purple specks in it. And there's a nice purple accent wall. So we started getting our toasting happening, but we want to mix it all up to make sure everything is going to be lovely and toasted. Break up any little bits, and then we're going to spread it out, if that's a word, respread, and pop it back in there, but do it for less time and keep more of an eye on it. Because as it kind of, just like with caramel, like as soon as the process starts, it goes quicker, but it's a little bit slow at first. Okay, looks pretty spread out. But we'll do this a couple more times until everything is lovely and toasted. So let's pop this back in there. I think I'm gonna pop it on the middle rack this time so it's not as close to the burn, like the heating element. And I think I'm gonna do like 5 minutes. I think I always kind of switch it up with, with doing toasted coconut. I feel like I change it up whenever I do it. Okay, set those to the side and we can start measuring some stuff out. Well, looking good. Yes, thank you. Probably not as hot as where you're from. Yeah. I mean, we're not as hot as like Arizona, but it can definitely get pretty hot here too. I feel so bad for people who are more towards the middle of the equator. How do they live every day? I know, right? I'm in Northern California and I struggle with how hot it can get. I'm trying to figure out your temp too. Onion rice. Yeah, thank you for correcting that. No, it is toasted coconuts that we're working on. So we have a few different elements that we are working on today and getting set up for our competitions. So we can start to measure some stuff out. Let me grab my recipe out here. I think I'm going to measure out our dulce de leche cookies. Let me get my notes on that one. And I have shared these before. Let's see. I'm also going to get my... Where are you? Chocolate cake. I have shared the chocolate cake before. It's an adapted version of a recipe that I found that I love it so much because it's very, very moist chocolate cake. Dense, but moist. Okay, so we can start measuring some stuff out and get some containers out so that they are ready to go. Let's see. Okay, that. And I will be making the caramel pastry cream. Pastry cream is best if used within like 5 to 7 days, I would say. So with that kind of thing, I'll be making it like a day or so before I'm going to be using it. I want to make sure that is as fresh as possible. Okay, let's see if that's enough containers for now. Okay, because we're going to need, let's see, at least your guys' summer is actually hot. Oh, is it cold for you? To be honest, if I'm not in the pool or in front of a fan during summer because of how hot it gets here, I actively dream about fall and how nice it's going to be with the weather. It is quite beautiful. I love how the counter looks. Oh, thank you. The little dark black, purple, bluish with the red and white. Very unique. I have a generic low-income renter style counter. Yeah, this was, my mom had wanted to redo the kitchen for like 20 years. And so finally, when she got a chance to do it, it was like, she found this countertop and it was like, she was in love with it. She was so excited. She got to find purple specks throughout the counter. And she found the most purple specks possible in the piece that she got to pick out. Let's check out our toasted coconuts. Looking nice and toasty. Okay. And I also have my little food scale over here. This one's pretty old, so I have a newer one that I got as a gift. So I think I want to start using that one. But today we're sticking with this one because I need to measure out our ingredients as well. Okay, so I want to make sure I don't get my containers confused. I might need to grab out, hold on, I'm gonna go grab tape. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just have some basic Scotch tape that I'm going to, as soon as I have things measured out and I close up the container, I'm going to pop a little piece of tape on and label what project it is for so that I know and I can keep track of things. I don't want to do all the prep and then have that run into that issue of like, oh, darn it, I don't remember what's for what. But the toasted coconut's about to come out, so before we start to actually measure things out, we're gonna check on that again. Okay, just a few seconds and then we'll check on it. Come down to Eastern Ontario. Definitely not cold. Okay. I did not accidentally breathe in the heat that time. We're gonna give it another mix and maybe do like 3 or 4 minutes instead, just to go a little bit more at a time. Try to get all those pieces that are not toasted so much towards the top. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me put this back into the oven. Okay, and like I said, I'm gonna reduce the amount of time, so let's do like 4 minutes. Ah, that's hot. Oh, ketchup on the jet. Like how a huge storm runner, it's like wandering outside crazy. Uh-oh. It's boiling in the UAE here. You're not alone. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's that time of year where it's just like, can we just have cool weather again? Legend has it she's still trying to find the team. Oh my gosh, Anna. I was a little late on this one. That looks delicious. Thank you. It is toasted coconut is just, it's so simple, but it's so good. Okay, so let's at least start to measure out. I usually like to start with sugar. So let's set our flour containers to the side. Oh, how did I forget a container for the cookies? I think that should fit, I think. Okay. So, I have a few containers set aside for our flour, and then for our sweetened condensed milk brownie cookies, or the dulce de leche ones for this one. I don't actually need any sugar because we're using that can of dulce de leche. That is our sugar. We don't need any eggs or anything like that because of that component. So don't need to measure out any sugar for that, but I do need sugar for our cake and our cookies. So let me see, I'm trying to figure out, could combine the sugars. I'm a little bit hesitant to combine ingredients until right before I'm gonna do it. So I'm just gonna have a bunch of extra containers today. So 2 different types of sugar for you. How much sugar for you? Oh, you're gonna need a bigger container. Okay. Sugar for cake, sugar for cookies, times 2. So we're going to need granulated sugar. And I like to do a mixture of granulated and brown sugar for both the cookies and also the cake that I'm doing. So we got some super old school containers here with this stuff. Perfectly toasted. Let's use it, please. I want to see the end result here. I will be doing the end results for what's actually going to be used for next week, but I will definitely be making shorts videos showing how I'm using everything. So the week after the competition, so in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I will be sharing, that week will be 3 different shorts videos sharing how the making of all the components went. Yes, let's see, I need a knife. Okay, so for our cake, I'm doing a double batch of cake just to make sure I have plenty of cake that I'm making. I don't want to accidentally make too little. So for that, I'm going to need 2 cups of granulated sugar. I can't forget to weigh out my container. Actually, I can just use, hold up, because I'm splitting. Okay, and then level. And then I'm going to measure out my container. Ooh, toasted coconut. Pour that in there, put it back on there. Check on that for 2 seconds. That's where it gets a little bit crazy to do multiple things. Ooh, that's super toasty. Okay, I'm gonna take that out, and while I'm trying to measure this out while the scale is still on, set this to the side and see, like you can see how super toasty it got. So we're gonna check on that in just a second. It can stay out for a little bit. Okay, so measure out, and by the way, 1 cup of sugar is about 200 grams, but I just wanna make sure that I'm being very accurate here. Finish that container. Okay. This is, oops. Let's see. Carefully. Fits 2 cups perfectly. And this one says it's just over 400 grams, so 405. Okay, and I need to catch up. This summer has been crazy so far. I can only be outside for a few minutes at a time, or I literally feel like my body has pins and needles all over. Oh no, I'm so sorry. It's like air conditioning for you and your cat. Yeah, that's the way to go. If you're not like in a pool or by the air conditioning, it's difficult there. Do you like reptiles? Not a fan, from a distance, maybe, or like looking at pictures. I'm more of a dog and cat type of person. Praise the Lord, sister, new subscriber here. Hello, thank you so much for subscribing and for joining today. I find it's not enjoyable baking alone, so I'll lighten the mood a little bit. I usually like making people laugh, so if I can find the opportunity, I definitely will. Oh, I definitely appreciate that. I feel like my sister's the same way with me. I find it's really interesting and cool seeing behind the scenes of being made. Oh, cool, thank you. I'm so glad that you liked it. I haven't done this type of live before, so I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Sneak peek, yes, exactly. Okay, so we have our sugar for our cake. So let me grab out a lid. A few lids actually to have that prepped. Okay, so got our little lid. This is for our sugar for the cake. So I'm going to pop a little piece of tape on here. You could technically write on these containers, but I'm always nervous it's not going to come off. So I like to just put a little piece of tape, and then I'm going to label it with a Sharpie. Let's see. Cake. Specify sugar. And then I'm doing a double batch, so ×2. So just something like that, just something simple. Bye. Oh, thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad you were able to be here today. Hope you have a great day. Okay, we're gonna set that sugar to the side, and then since we're already working with our granulated sugar, I'm going to measure out for our cookies, which is just 1 cup of sugar. And I'll probably need to get another one of these containers out. So for the cookies, for the, like I said, the dulce de leche brownie cookies do not involve any sugar because it already has the sugar in it. But with this one, it is 1 cup of granulated and 1 cup of brown. I basically did like a kind of like an adapted, altered version of my typical like chocolate chip cookie, and then that's how I created this apple pie cookie. 201, just as I was thinking, and I just realized I'm not writing these things down. I have my iPad out here so I can make notes. What about a ferret? It's just like a cat. I've never been around a ferret before. I think that like ferrets, chinchillas, hamsters, like I've never been a rodent type person, which I feel like is like that all in that kind of family. Totally cute, but again, I think from a distance for me. But I don't know. I can't really say for sure because I've never been around them up close. Let's see. Aha, okay. Trying to find my stuff. Apple pie cookie, granulated sugar, that's what I want to see. So we got 201 grams. And for the cake, where did you go? Granulated sugar, we had 405 because we're doing a double batch. Okay. Once again, we're going to close up the container and pop a little label on it, specifying that it is for our cookies, and that is our granulated sugar. Dang it, did I put my pen away? I did. Hi, how's your day going? It's going good. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining again. I'm gonna cook my neighbor's tacos tonight. Ooh, that sounds good. What kind of tacos? Tacos are always delicious. Okay, so we're gonna do cookies, sugar. Okay, and then next let's do our brown sugar. I don't know that I need this super tall container, but we'll see. Okay, brown sugar. So for our cake, because we're doing a double batch, it's going to end up being 1 1/3 cups of brown sugar. Get my little third cup out here. I'm not done with my granulated sugar, but I'll see how much more I want to measure out today with that. So we're going to set that to the side and also kind of clean up the counter a little bit. Don't want to be messy. Let's see. Do you like Indian food? I haven't had a bunch of it, but from what I've had, I do. Especially like simple stuff like samosas and like naan bread. I think I tried butter chicken once like a long time ago, but I definitely need to have that again. I used to be like very picky as a kid, so I feel like I haven't had a bunch of stuff, but I have a list of things I'd love to try. So definitely recommend, if you have some recommendations of certain dishes that I should try, let me know. Hello, Nancy. Thank you for joining. I'm so sorry, Nancy. I'm not sure what's going on, but I hope that you're okay. Let's see. We're measuring out our brown sugar now. Got some clumps going on in here. And this is the little brown sugar bear. I need to re-soak them. Oh my goodness, sorry, my allergies are kicking in on a day where it's just not, I shouldn't be doing that. That's the unfortunate part of living where I do, is that I have allergies like year round. Try chicken biryani. Oh, I've heard of that one. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. Yes, I've heard of that one before, and I definitely should give that a try. So thank you for the recommendation. Okay, so we're gonna measure out our brown sugar here. And with brown sugar, you also always want to make sure, unlike granulated sugar, where it just kind of like falls into place, you always want to pack the brown sugar in because it's mixed with molasses, so it has a different texture, or different consistency, I should say. Oh, a big old clump of molasses right there. I have a few big clumps in here. I need to go through this brown sugar, see what's going on. So we're packing it into our measuring cup. You want to pack and level it. Okay. Just give it a scrape. And give it a scrape. So we're going to pop this into our container that we have on our scale. Pop that in there. 185, a little bit less than I was expecting, but I think this measuring cup's a little bit wonky. Let's see. Hold on, catching up. Don't feel bad for it. My throat is way worse. I'm always having to clear my throat and feel bad about it too. But we shouldn't. It's completely normal. That's so true. Thank you for saying that. I just feel like I don't have it usually throughout the day, and then all of a sudden, of course, when I'm talking to you guys, it's like it activates. Yeah. Oh, hi again, Snap. I am, it's really good to see you again. Today we are working on some state fair prep. I entered some competitions for the California State Fair, and so today we are working on some preparation for that, as much as I can get done, hopefully this week. I'm thinking that Friday, what do you guys think? Should we do another prep day and just get more of the prep stuff done? Do you guys like the behind the scenes too? That's what we're working on today, is getting some stuff measured out. Oh, we have our toasted coconut we need to check on in a sec. It's out of the oven, so just make sure it's not gonna burn. Okay, and then dump. 240. Da, 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 da. I'm weighing out my ingredients. Oh, got those reversed. Okay. I'm weighing out my ingredients because for the competitions I have to be, or I have to organize them in terms of the weights that they are in the item. So that's one of the things that we're doing right now. I'm gonna close that up, and then we need 1 cup for our the cookies, and I will label them in a sec. Oh, I need to catch up. Actually, it's this new mini taco bite-sized bowls. I'm pretty excited for them. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm going for a beef and Gouda cheese with green onion lettuce, maybe something else with it too. That sounds really delicious. Jealous of your neighbors now. Let's see. Hello, thank you for joining. What am I making? We are working on measuring stuff out for the State Fair baking competitions for the California State Fair. I entered 2 cookies and 1 cake, and the competitions are already next week. It feels like I just registered for them like a month ago. Honey works really well for the throat. Just eat some from a spoon. I would do that, but I'm not a big fan of honey. I don't know. I've never been excited by it. But thank you for the tip. I might need to try that at some point. Coffee also does it for me. I'm making one right now. Ooh, yes, I have my, I always make like a chia protein coffee almost every morning. I'm glad to see you too. Oh, thank you so much for being here. Yes. Oh, I love your channel. Oh, thank you so much, Taylor. Let's see. I think we're all caught up in the chat. Oh, Taylor fan. Sorry, I didn't say your full name. I think we're all caught up in the chat. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments about stuff coming in. And we're just measuring out some more of our sugar, and we'll check on our toasted coconut in a second. Just trying to make sure. There's a bunch of chunks of molasses in here, so I need to go through this container. Kind of break them up a little bit. And like I said, with brown sugar, you want to pack it tight and then level it. Okay. And turn on our scale. Pop. 180. These are a little bit less than usual, which is interesting. Usually it's about 200 as well. Okay, what's your favorite, what is one of your favorite foods that I've made? Oh, that's such a hard question. I appreciate the question. It's just like, oh, it's, I feel like I go through phases of liking certain things over others, but okay, recently I made my sister her birthday treats, and she's not a big fan of cake. So I turned like cookies or brownies into cake, and I made her a cookie cake, and I made these caramel crunch, dark chocolate chip cookies that turned out so well. That's probably one of my favorite things that I've made recently. Trying to clean up all the sugar. Okay. Let's make our note of how much sugar. Yeah, that's supposed to be about 200. I'm gonna add a little extra smidge of sugar. Just like 20 more grams. Okay. I'm just gonna call it an even 200 for that. Okay. Cookie. There you are. Okay. And grab another lid out. We're labeling our containers too, so I don't lose track of what's going on. Okay, so this is for our cookies. Where's my Sharpie? Where's my Sharpie? There it is. And I will catch up in just a sec. Do cookies. Sorry for the terrible handwriting. It's on an awkward surface. Okay, and then cake. Times 2, because we're doing a double batch. Okay, so we have our sugars measured out for our cake and our cookies. So we can set those to the side. And before I move on to measuring other stuff out, I'm going to check on our toasted coconut. Let's see if I can scooch this stuff over, make sure I don't have sugar on the counter still. let's check on our toasted coconut and see how we're doing. And then I will get caught up in the chat in just a sec. I have to get my oven glove out. There we go. It's looking super toasty now. You can also hear like just how crunchy it is. The texture is totally different now. Okay, I feel like there's still a few little pieces in here that could be more toasty, so I'm gonna pop it in there for like 2 more minutes and see if I can get those just a little bit more color on them. It's almost there. It's like really, really close. Keep putting the oven glove back, darn it. Okay. Like I said, 2 minutes, and then we'll check on it. And in the meantime, I can get caught up in the chat. Maybe I'll try to do one of your recipes because I'm a child. Oh yeah, you can definitely, there's, some of them are a little more complex, but some of them, definitely like cookies especially, are so good. I made, I think one of the easiest and fastest cookies that would be a great way to start are the brownie cookies. Similar to the dulce de leche ones that I'm making. I've done it on a couple different lives. And it's a really, really quick and easy way to do a cookie that is super tasty as well. I love how organized you are with your baking. I'm usually a huge mess. I'm so bad at packing stuff down. It usually ends up pretty good, but I could definitely learn some things from you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the behind the scenes. Like I said, I've never done this and I was kind of nervous to do it because I was like, I don't know if people are going to be like, no, I just want to see like the finished product, but I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And I definitely did not start out this organized. I learned a lot of stuff along the way. So let's see, the birthday thing sounds so good. Thank you so much. Your real name is Anastasia, just a huge, you just love Taylor Swift. Oh, I gotcha. Thank you so much for Anastasia for letting me know your name and for joining. You should have just heard my reaction. I was like, woo. Thanks for the advice. Of course. Feel free to always ask any kind of questions that you have or anything like that. But I definitely, yeah, definitely a really great one to start with are the brownie cookies because it's just melting some stuff down, scooping the dough after you mix it, and you're good to go. Let's see. Okay, I think we're all caught up in the chats, and I think we have like 15 seconds left before we take our toasted coconut out of the oven. And I think we're gonna stay on live for like another 15 minutes. It'll be like one of our longer lives, but I think it's kind of cool to have you guys on while I'm prepping. I'm usually just listening to some like scary story narrators on YouTube. Or ironically watching like a horror movie. I know it's like baking and then like scary while I'm listening to things. Okay. But I think for Friday's live, I was going to try and come up with something for us to make, but I'm kind of thinking we could just do some more prep. I don't know that I'll have my apples by that point because I would say I could make the apple compote, but we can definitely do some other prep stuff as well. I don't really cook, but it's one of your passions. Oh, that's so great. Cooking is definitely, it's a really, really great skill to have, even for like basics. But also like I love to use it as like expressing how I appreciate people in my life and making things for them. Okay, I feel like a little bit more, just for a little bit of those lighter pieces. We want to make sure that flavor gets a little bit more on some of those little specks. We're gonna do a little bit more on this one. I'm just gonna do like 2 minutes at a time until I'm happy with it. And I can also get set up to measure out our flour as well. Let's see. Siri, I'm not sure what all the emojis mean, but thank you for all the hearts. Let's see. Okay. So let's get, oh, I forgot about our brown butter. It's definitely cooled down a lot. So this is that brown butter that we made towards the beginning of our live. And you can see like all the bits are kind of settling down. But I'm going to put this into the fridge. Sometimes if I'm going to let it sit overnight, I'll cover it with a piece of plastic wrap. But because I want to like work with this pretty soon, I'm just going to pop it in the fridge and just make sure it fully sets. So let me go. I think I need the fridge. Yep, that one's no space. I'll be right back. Yeah, so I basically just try and find like a level surface to put it on, and then, like I said, I use the food scale to make sure that I am making all of them pretty even. So that's it for our brown butter. We don't have any more time to work with it today, but let's see. You know, when I enter other live stuff, nobody talks to me. You're one of the few people who can finally talk to me. I love you, girl. Oh, thank you so much, Anastasia. I'm so happy that you're in the live, and I love talking to you guys. So I really appreciate it. You're a real one. Oh, thank you. Lily. Hold on one sec. My dog's freaking out. Lolo. Baby. Come here. She gets very upset by when people do like lawn care outside. She does not like the noise. She sounds very intimidating, but she is such a cuddle bug. Okay, let me finish catching up. You're a real one. Oh, thank you so much. Hi. Thank you so much for joining. It's good to see you again. By the way, thank you for telling my name. I felt so happy. Oh, I'm so glad. Baking stuff just to show your appreciation towards someone. It takes quite the person. Oh, thank you, Hannah. That's definitely like, it's, you know, one of like the love languages is like making things or giving things to people. And that's definitely one of my top ways of expressing my appreciation for family and friends and boyfriend, all that kind of stuff. Your dog sounds so cute. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's not happy at the moment by the blower outside. What's your favorite season? I love fall. Fall and winter are probably like tied for me a little bit, but I love fall a little bit more. I just love like that crisp, cool weather and just like bundling up and going to Apple Hill. Lily, chill. I watched the stream from where you made the chocolate Oreo pretzel mini M&M thingy. Oh, yes. That turned out so well. I actually gave a bunch of it away to my family. I still need to take pictures of it, so thank you for the reminder of that one. But I actually have the container right here of what I have left. So we have all of our little pieces, but they did turn out super well. I'm really happy with them. Very tasty. I had not yet had them paired with popcorn while watching a movie because it's been a little bit crazy. But yeah, definitely thank you so much for joining again. Let's see, I think we're all caught up in the chat. Let me check on our toasted coconut. Okay, I think I'm to the point where I am happy with the amount of toasting. Yeah, still some little pieces that aren't totally there, but I think overall I'm pretty happy with where we are. So I don't want these other pieces to get too toasted after all. I have actually had some pieces that kind of burn if I don't, again, if you don't watch it, it's kind of like caramel. Oh, that's something that we could do on Friday. I need to make some caramel so we could have that as one of our prep things. If you guys would like to see another live of prepping for the baking competitions, we could make homemade caramel and finish measuring whatever stuff out that I haven't done yet. Okay, I think we're pretty good. I'm gonna stop right there, and we're gonna set that to the side to cool. And then I learned my lesson. These are hot. Okay. What are you making this live? We're working on some prep for the California State Fair baking competitions. I entered 3 items for this year, so 2 cookies and 1 cake. And I am working on getting prep done for as much prep as I can get done. Obviously, with like the actual baking stuff, I can't do until next week, so it's nice and fresh. But I'm getting some stuff done that can be done ahead of time and measuring some things out, like our sugars and our flour, just to have as much stuff ready to go as possible. So it's going to be a little less hectic. Because last year it was like the 2 days before my first baking day that I had to bring my entries. It was like marathon baking and making components. And then it was also like the hottest day of that week was 107. And that was the day I had to bake everything. So it was a little crazy. So I'm trying to, I learned a lot. I'm trying to be a little more balanced. So that's what we're working on today. So we made brown butter so far. We also toasted coconut. We've measured some stuff out for our cake and our cookie. This is for an apple pie cookie, and this is for some chocolate cake. So we're getting some stuff measured out and ready to go, and we're going to measure out some stuff for our flour next. So I need, let's see, this is for the dulce de leche. This is going to be for the cake, and then this will be for our apple pie cookie. And I'm measuring everything out too because I need to organize things in an ingredients list when I turn in my entries based on the amount. Let's see, I'm trying to cook with my family, but they don't really have time. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's hard to make time for things when everybody's so busy. That's why I'm watching your live. Oh, I'm so happy that my live can be there for you to do a little bit of stuff. I really hope you're able to bake or cook with your family. I always love watching your live streams. Oh, thank you so much. I'm always so happy to have you on. I'm here for your advertised couch auction. That is not the right channel. We're doing some prep. Yeah, this is not the right channel. We don't do couches, we do food. Let's see, I'm getting my stuff set up here to measure out our flour. Alan, you have the wrong channel. Okay. So got our flour. And we need, because it's a double batch for the cake, we're gonna do 4 cups of flour for the cake. And this is just all-purpose flour. Oh my goodness, Alan. That's not what we're gonna have on here. Okay. Let's see, are you nervous when you start a live stream? I think I definitely used to be a lot more nervous. Especially because you have random people like Alan that just pop in and comment things and then try to be a troll or make things a little bit lewd or something like that. So yeah, I definitely was when I first started my channel, especially making videos just in general, putting myself on camera. I was terrified. But with practice, just like with anything, and once you get used to it, then it just, you realize that that's just kind of like a natural thing that's going to happen. And yeah, I don't get too nervous anymore. I don't think. I think if I was on camera, I'd be more nervous just because that's still something I don't do a ton. But yeah, I really like talking to you guys and just kind of hanging out. So I just have more fun with it. Thank you for this, by the way. I was feeling quite sluggish this morning, but I went on to YouTube and your live popped up first. I'm actually feeling motivated to do something today. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. I'm so glad that I could provide some kind of inspiration for you, Hannah. That makes me really happy. And I'm so happy that you've been in the chat. Thank you so much for being active in the chat. Like I said, when I get on live, I always hope that the chat is going to be active and like ask questions and comment. And sometimes the chat is very quiet. So I love when I get to talk to you guys and not just talking to myself. Wait, oops, let's pop our container on here. Oh, need to get a new container. That one looks like it has a little crack in it. I don't want to do that. Let's see. Okay, you look good. Da, 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 da. Okay, with flour, you don't want to pack it like with the brown sugar. You want to just pop it into the measuring cup and level it. Because if you pack it too much, it's going to do too much flour, and then that can make your baked good either dry or a little bit tough. Waiting for my scale. There we go. 1 cup. 1 cup of flour is typically about 140 grams. Let's see if that one's actually going with it today. Yeah, 138, right about there. Okay, so like I said, we're measuring out 4 cups for our cake for the double batch. And we'll be on live for a little bit longer, but what do you guys think? Should we do another prepping live for Friday? Because I still have some more stuff to prep. Ooh, that shot up. Three and 1 more cup for this one. I think I saw something in the chat. Let me catch up in just a sec. Okay, so I would expect it to be somewhere around 560, 570 is exactly what it says. So that's pretty much where it should be for the flour. So 4 cups of flour, 570. Mental note, mental note. My hands are already all floury, so I'm gonna try and just continue. 570. Okay. Ooh, I need to catch up. Let's see. I really like to talk with random people, but not too much because I'm a talkative person. I know, it's just kind of, especially if you've been like isolated, like especially doing content stuff, I feel like I can be pretty isolated at home. So I love being able to talk to you guys. A children's hospital got me addicted to morphine when I was young, and I was also in group homes. So I met bad people and got away and got way more addicted. I'm not ashamed of my past. I use it for good now. I'm so glad that you were able to overcome something so difficult, Hannah. Thank you for being here and for just being you. Anastasia, you're from Europe? Oh, nice. I'd actually like to see your live on Friday, but I don't promise I'll be there. No worries. If you ever miss a live, it always goes live on the channel afterwards. So it's like a video you can watch after it's done. Whoop. Okay, so we got 1 cup there. Are you more a stay-at-home person or an outdoors person? I'd love to be more of an outdoor person, but I do stay at home more, especially like I feel like I'm working on stuff all the time. I'm trying to find more of a balance in life and do more stuff, but yeah, I do, especially when it's so hot. It's hard to want to go do stuff right now. I feel like in fall I'll be like, yeah, I can go out more places. Okay, so these cookies have 2.5 cups. I might need to get my other container of flour. I'm almost out of this one. So that's 2 cups. I'll catch up with the chat in a sec. I'm just trying to hopefully get a little bit more out of this one. Okay, so that's my 3rd cup, and then we're gonna do a 1/2 cup. So unlike my typical chocolate chip cookies, this one has an extra 1/2 cup of flour. there's just enough for this little bit. Making the counter so flowery. Get every last little bit there. Okay, let's level this. And we're at 490, so 570, 490, 570, 490. I need to get a new container, so I'm gonna wash my hands really quick. Okay, so I'm gonna write down all-purpose flour for our cookies was 490, and for our cake we had 570. Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna clean up these containers, and like I said, get the next container of flour down. And grab yet another lid out. Okay, and I'm just gonna pop in the last little bit of flour I have in this container, just in my 1 cup measurement, because that's what we're gonna use for our last little bit of measuring with this one. So close. I had, if I just had like a little bit more, then I would have had everything I needed for measuring out the stuff that we're doing right now. But that's okay. I can just easily grab my other container of flour, and I'll get caught up in the chat in just a sec. Let's see. Okay, oops, forgot to turn off the oven. Okay, it's not too hot today, but it's too hot to deal with anything else. Okay, let's catch up. Oh my goodness, okay, a lot to catch up on. Let's see, I'm 4 years clean. Wait, I turned on to a fentanyl addiction. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Overall, it was a year and 3 months it took away from me. I was 16 years old living in Ottawa. Actually, on the 19th, it'll be 4 years. Congratulations, that is so awesome. You should make like a little cake or cookie or something to celebrate. That is so good. I really am proud of you. That is amazing. The COVID era was a hard time, so that's why I talk so much now. Definitely, yeah, that was definitely a really weird time for everything. I will try my notifications for your lives. Almost makes me feel like I'm having a conversation. I don't usually go on these, but this is very enjoyable. Oh, I'm so glad, Hannah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I try and do lives at least once a week. This week I'm doing this bonus live, and I might do a bonus live next week as well. So I would absolutely love to have you on again. Let's see, when I watch a random live stream and slide down, it gets even more random. Yeah, I need to go, so bye. Thank you so much again, Anastasia, for joining. Have fun. Thank you. What is this? We're measuring some stuff out for some baking competitions. I always love watching your lives because it makes my day more fun. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you get something so good out of it. I'm always like, I don't know how people enjoy these and if they're enjoying them very much or if like what I'm making is good enough. So thank you for saying that. That means so much to me. What is this stream? We're doing measuring stuff out for baking competitions. I'm also in a college program to help people in my situation. I'm going to become a social worker one day. Hannah, that is amazing. I am so proud of you. That is like absolutely just wonderful. And I wish I could send you something. Or that I was like nearby and I could like bring you something. Oh, I got a crown. Oh, yay. You deserve the crown. You're amazing. Trolls in the chat. We've had a couple today, but not too bad. Not as bad as it's been in other days. So I've actually been pleasantly surprised because sometimes it's like too much. I thought the spirits were only evil. I didn't think they were all against the creator. I am not sure what that means. That Tupperware container looks like a lot like one of the older ones. Yes, these are my my mom is a classic Tupperware container type of person. So yes, and we both do a ton of baking. So we go through these containers very quickly. Let's see. Oh, let's finish off our 1 cup of flour. And then I think for today we're going to hop off. But I am thinking that we're going to do another prep day on Friday. And one of the things we'll do is make caramel on our live, which is really, again, a little while to get there. But it is a cool process to kind of see it all happen. And especially if you're intimidated by caramel, you can see like in live, or how am I trying to phrase this? I feel like my mind is mush. You can see it happen like live and how the process goes. And you maybe hopefully will be less intimidated by caramel because I love making caramel. And there's just so many fun things and yummy things you can do with it. Okay, we've got our scale on. Pop. 1737. About where it should be. Okay. So we're done with our flour for now. Okay, let's make a note, and then we're going to label our stuff, and then I think I have a meeting in a little bit, so we're gonna have to hop off our live, but let me just make sure I catch up in the chat before we go. Where are you? Cookie. Oh, you're at the top. 137. Okay, so we got all of our notes for the grams we have so far. And let's label some stuff here. Let's label it before we hop off, just to make sure I don't mix things up. Okay, where's my Sharpie? Did I put the Sharpie away again? Goodness, I did. I keep putting it away. I always love watching your lives because I don't know why it is oddly, but you don't know why it's oddly satisfying. Well, I'm glad you find it oddly satisfying. I'm so happy. Like I said, sometimes I like second guess and I'm like, are people enjoying this? So I really appreciate you like letting me know that you're enjoying everything. And like I said, for Friday, we'll be doing same time, 10 a.m. And we'll be doing some more prep stuff for the baking competitions. Okay, so this is our cookie. Flour, I'm gonna specify 3.5 cups just to remind myself. This is for our cake. And AP flour times 2 because it's double batch. And finally, we're gonna say, this is for our brownie cookie. And this is our AP flour. My goodness, my handwriting is so bad on top of these containers. But I get the point. I get like, at least I can, remind myself what's what. Okay, so we have our flour, our sugar, and then we can continue with getting stuff prepped on Friday. Let me check and see. I'm gonna paint a rock every 4 years because it's my lucky number. I did paint one for my first year, but I think the 4-year idea is better. I love that. That's so amazing. What kind of design do you think you're gonna do? I love that idea. I hope the baking competition goes well. Thank you so much. I will definitely update you guys as the baking competition stuff is underway. Like I said, I have more prep stuff that we'll do on Friday, and then maybe a bonus live just like this next week. Not sure what time or day, but maybe we can fit another live or 2 in for the prep, and then I will be recording while I'm actually making the stuff so that I'll share some shorts videos with you guys of the process after everything is done, and I'll definitely let you know how the competitions go, what the turnout, like the result is, and how far I made it. So let's see. I think that is it for today. I really appreciate you guys being so active in the chat. I've loved having you guys on and talking. And I think that yeah, I'm set on doing more prep on Friday. So if you'd love to come and see more of that, come and chat with me. That would be amazing. And let's see, all good. It was amazing doing this. Hope talk again on this soon. Yes, thank you so much, Hannah. I really hope to see you again soon as well. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that you all have a fantastic day, and that I hope to see you guys on Friday if possible. But if not, if you're not able to attend, of course, if you want to check it out, then it will be up on my channel afterward. In the meantime, keep checking out the shorts videos that are coming out. We're doing 3 shorts videos a week currently. And I think that's all the updates for now. But I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Thanks again for joining, and I'll see you later. Bye.